Hey everyone, I am here today with Katie Dubow, and we are going to be talking about the agreements exercise that I led her team through. And Katie runs a great company of 10 people, herself included. And we did this exercise over the course of 6 hours during a full day, well, multi-day retreat that you ran in your home state of Pennsylvania. And so I think my first question, Katie, is what inspired you to choose this focus on agreements as one of the things that you invested? You didn't have much time together, but you chose to focus on this. What inspired that?
We didn't have much time together, and our office is all entirely remote. So not only did we not have a lot of time together for this retreat, but some of these people, it was the first time they had ever met. So I was really thinking hard about how I wanted to create a valuable experience for them.
Hmm.
And you and I had been working together for a while, one-on-one in this type, a coaching type of relationship. And the tools that you have given me for my team and for my leadership were so effective that I thought, how do I get this to my team? And when the retreat came up, and I know that you do your own retreat, so we were kind of spitballing about retreats, and you not only you helped me plan an amazing retreat as well. So the whole picture, it was a really great event for everybody. But then when you said you can help with some of the facilitation, I thought, well, this is the one-on-ones that we have were the inspiration for me because of the way that you've helped me see things differently and outside of the box and helped me be a better leader. I thought I want everyone on my team to be empowered to feel the same way. So I thought, let's take this practice that we do and see how it applies to the whole team.
Nice, awesome. And what were some of the highlights for you from that day, from the actual workshop itself?
Well, the first one was that I had to do nothing. You literally said, I kept being like at our check-ins, what can I do to prepare? And you helped me with some, tips and tricks for myself personally for the retreat. But for the day that you facilitated, I just kept being like, well, but do I need to have an agenda? Like, what is it? And it's like, I got you. You're like, I got you. So that was a highlight for sure, is that even though I led the retreat, I felt like I was also being led there in that way. And so it was a very nice process. And then the other highlight, honestly, was this group of people who spend, every day, all day working separately, but together. You really helped us find that togetherness.
Hmm.
And we oftentimes people can be together, but you're not together. You're physically together.
Mhm.
And it was the first day of our retreat, and the exercises that we did, not just the agreement part, but some of the other exercises that you had the team do throughout the day helped us connect on a level that I might, sometimes with my friends, I haven't even connected on that level. So we were able to build that trust, be vulnerable with each other, and which then obviously created a better retreat experience. But I've already seen through the last months since we've done it that it has created a better working relationship with people as well.
So cool. And what have you seen that lets you know that that's the case?
Well, immediately people were crying during the day in good ways, like sharing so much of themselves. So I saw it in the day. And then in the coming days afterwards, people expressed how much they just got out of it. They loved you, they loved the experience. And I was a little concerned that the virtualness of it,
Mhm.
as much as I wanted to do it in person, at the time it didn't work out. But I thought, oh, this is going to be virtual. Is there going to be a component where we're not going to be able to get the connectivity and that tissue is just not going to work? But it did. And every single one of my employees afterwards said how much they enjoyed the experience. And so that was great. And then flash forward, a couple weeks, couple months down the road, I have actually seen people putting both the crunch and the crunchiness. I've seen people, if you know, but putting that term into play. There's something a little crunchy here. And so now we have the vocabulary internally to be able to identify things that are not working. But I have seen people create agreements, and then I've also seen them revise their agreements. So we're putting them into practice. But some of us are not using them. So we're starting to figure out the crunch, right? And like what it's like to create them, maybe not meet them, use a dear process to address them, and then revise them as needed, and all with the purpose of being a better team.
Mm.
And that's really the now the biggest thing that I'm seeing is how much more, how much better we can work together.
I love that. Yeah. And for those of you tuning in, crunch is like when something's not quite right or feels a little difficult, like that's the crunch. And in any workshop around agreements, we always have to talk about what happens when an agreement is broken so that you create these beautiful agreements, and sometimes teams don't talk about what to do when they're broken, so the agreements just slowly dissolve and no one says anything, and it creates big breakdowns in trust. So the dear process is what I teach around when an agreement's broken. It's really cool that your team is putting it to use, Katie, and I'm really excited because this is the whole purpose, right? Is to give each person on the team the tools that they need to create better working relationships with each other and the team as a whole. And it sounds like that's what you're seeing is people doing it in small groupings as
Yeah.
well.
Right. I don't want to have to be the one to facilitate it every time.
Right.
And it wasn't even something that I thought about when we created the agreements. Oh God, this is going to be a lift on me, but it hasn't, because they've been now, because I think they were able to share those moments together,
Mm-hmm.
and they built that trust together as a team. So then, and they all had that, again, they all had that same language. So it made it easier.
Nice. Beautiful. Were there any other major takeaways for you or moments that you wanted to share with anybody watching?
Well, I think besides the agreements and the wonderful day and the wonderful retreat, I also came away feeling more confident as a leader
Hmm.
because, as we've said, the agreements, seeing people maybe fulfill those with each other, but it solidified our team culture. Hearing people talk about what it's like to work at Garden Media Group, it really made me feel good that we are creating a place where people, listen, it's still a job, but that they can feel good about the work they're doing, good about the people that they're working with, and happy about doing that every day. So I felt more confident as a leader. Our culture was even further solidified, which was really, really great for me.
Nice.
And I came away having a more positive outlook on the future. I'm always wanting to learn, which is why we work together. I want to take my business to new levels. And I think through this retreat, it really gave me that positivity to
Mhm.
say, like, wow, what a whole new adventure now we have to learn together, these agreements that we're working on. And we're all not going to do them perfectly. And that's great. And how can we learn and keep trying again?
Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you for sharing so much about your experience. And for anyone out there who's watching, if you're interested in having team facilitation or your own version of an agreements workshop, you can reach out to me, Megan at megantaylormorrison.com or megantaylormorrison.com. And Katie, where can people find out more about Garden Media Group?
Excuse me. I was like, yes, Garden Media Group. You can visit gardenmediagroup.com, and you can find us at Garden Media on most of the social channels.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.